My name is Damali Sali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Grace Linda Nabatanzi Bayiga. She is the team lead of Beautiful Aspirations and she's going to tell us all about it. Grace, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about Beautiful Aspirations.
First of all, it's beautiful.
It's a very nice name, actually.
It's a counseling firm, and Beautiful Aspirations, what it does is it concentrates on counseling, therapy, and someone might wonder what counseling is. It's basically psychosocial support. Let's say you're going through something. What we do is hold your hand through this problem, and deal with your emotions so that you understand. You've lost someone, maybe you need to take a decision and it's a hard decision. Probably you're going to get married, probably you're stressed at work, maybe your boss is being difficult, maybe you're anxious about something, probably you're going into a surgery and you need to prepare, process the possibility of maybe even facing death, or even just to prepare your loved ones on what could happen, what changes may be. Let's say someone has gone through an accident, COVID.
Oh, geez, that's a long list. Yes. And it's not finished.
No, it's not finished. It goes on. Yeah.
My question, what's the difference between counseling and therapy?
There is actually no difference.
Okay.
It's those two words are used interchangeably. But when you say counseling, it's psychotherapy, it's talk therapy. Meaning I talk to you to help you get better.
Okay.
Counseling is used interchangeably with psychotherapy, meaning it's talk therapy. But then there is physiotherapy where you go and they massage you and so that's the physical body that they're dealing with. Okay. So there are so many therapies. So counseling is psychotherapy.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you provide the other physical therapy?
No.
Physical. Okay.
No, that's the masseuse or the masseuse.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned three things that you offer, which is counseling, therapy, the ones that are used interchangeably. And what was the other one?
No, psychotherapy is counseling. So talk therapy. It's talk therapy. Basically, we talk through issues.
Okay.
We talk through anything that you're going through. And you don't have to first get a problem. You could decide that you have your go-to person, your counselor, helps you, number one, deal with hard decisions. Number two, prepare you to deal with, maybe to process a certain change. Yeah, because things are constantly changing. You could be changing jobs. Yeah. You need to talk to someone who is removed from the situation, who is not your friend, who is not your family, who is not biased, who is, someone away from your, removed from your situation.
Okay. From what you're telling me, which is surprising for me, you're saying that counseling and therapy, I don't have to come to a counselor, speak to you only when something extremely bad has happened, which I've always thought of counseling, that when something catastrophic happens to you, then you go to a counselor. But you're saying even just a decision I could come for.
Yeah. Yes, because you see, when you come after a problem has happened, we are firefighting. We do not have the background. We don't have the history of the problem. Most of the things that happen, there's a lot you're dealing with that is not just whatever has happened now is the event. But what about the backstory? What about the background? What happened behind the scenes? So for you to break down simply because you've been suspended from work or you're on PIP, and you break down and cry and you can't get out of bed, there's a backstory. There's a reason why you can't get out of bed, because an event has happened. Because someone said a particular statement.
It's not just about the event, there are other things?
No, there's a background, or probably it could have come from your childhood. Yeah? Probably there are emotional wounds that you suffered. Probably there's a thing of you're not included, so you felt like an outcast from the time you're growing up. It comes from the little things like, let's say, so they bring sweets, and then you're the older child. And then they say, Damali,
you're old enough.
It's okay, next time. And then you find that slowly you start to attach anyone who maybe puts you on the outside, maybe anyone who excludes you from, as simple as, they brought pizza in the office and say, oh, so sorry, we forgot about you. And then you start to attach.
Not enough slices.
Yes. Then at first you may say, oh, it's okay. Besides, no, me who bought the pizza. I didn't know the pizza it's going to be lunch. besides I have my own money, but it plays it plays on your psyche, it plays on your subconscious mind, because now your mind
because of the childhood memory.
So then finally when this event happens that may not be attached to the childhood anything, the memory remembers that, oh, you have always been, by the way.
Yeah, you always.
Yes. So this background just it hits you, and it's not just about the event that just happened to you.
Okay. So in this particular case, it appears that I may need counseling even if I don't have a major event, because there may be memories I don't even know about that may affect me. Is that what you're saying?
And then what we're even talking about, the major event does not have to be necessarily negative. Oh. It could be just changing jobs, and changing jobs to better pay, better working space, better working environment, different networks, different connections. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But you may find, someone may find a hard time settling in, find a hard time making friends, find a hard time just, working in a new environment, maybe even culture shock. They're coming from a different, maybe banking section, now they're in an IT world, same role, but different working environment, different people, different organization culture. Yes.
And this may affect them.
And this may affect them.
No, good thing. It's a good thing. But
it's a good thing, but they may fail to find their balance. This is a lot of change. Yes.
Okay. So how does someone know that they need your service? Because most times that kind of person, if they came and talked to me, I'll probably tell them, seriously, get over it. It's a good thing. Like, move on. Man up. Or woman up.
I like that distinction. Man up, woman up. No, it's a thing of being aware. You have to be aware of your feelings and why you feel those feelings, or your emotions and why those emotions are coming out. I keep telling people that feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. I think as Ugandans, as Africans, we were raised not to feel. We were supposed to just, get on with it. This is what we've always done. You shouldn't be crying. Men do not cry. This is life. This will happen. You've seen nothing. Yeah, it's just
there's someone. It's always like that. You're crying over this. There's someone worse than you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. And it's not about those other people. You're just supposed to be aware of yourself, your feelings, and what these feelings mean. So if you're feeling a certain emotion, why are you feeling this emotion? If someone took your cup and used it, and you're in the office or you're at home, it's your favorite mug, they just used it. How come it's making you feel like you're disrespected? You're feeling bitter. You feel like this person should be punished. What is?
How dare they?
There's more to There's more to this emotion. So you have to give it a name. So you say, is the emotion anger? Is the emotion maybe are you feeling disregarded by this person? Because you have specific instructions not to touch my cup. Do not touch my mug.
You may even have my name on it.
And then this person just, So if you're feeling a certain emotion, you need to give it a name. You need to feel your feelings, find out why. The why is very important. If you're angry, why are you angry? Is it about what just happened? Is it about the person? Is it about where it happened? Because all those things play a very big role. Imagine if someone called me and said, Linda, we are so sorry. Instead of us doing this thing on Wednesday, we'll have to do it next month. And then I'm so angry on the phone. Like, you guys are not serious. You don't value my services,
you think I'm available anytime.
I need to figure out, why am I so angry? Why am I speaking so much into this thing? Why am I thinking so much? Why am I overreacting? Yeah, is it a thing that next month I'll not be available? Is it a thing that these guys have never given me business? Is it that they promise I'll not come through? And okay, what does that make me feel? In my subconscious, what does it remind me of? Because the mind is constantly peaking. If something has not happened for the first time, and it's maybe a second time occurrence or recurrence, then the subconscious mind will be peaking. It will remember the feeling that you felt the first time, and it will say, you know what? I know this feeling a little too well. But normally we are so fast to say, no, I'm not feeling that. I'm not giving it my time. I'm not supposed to feel that.
No, even as you're talking through these steps, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? like I never go through the process. Like I didn't even know that process existed.
Like you want to cry. Do you want to cry?
So what about those people who don't even know that I need to be figuring out why am I feeling this way? What am I even feeling? Why, how are people supposed to know that they're supposed to go through these assessments, self-assessments?
You see, when we go through life, we are doing life with so many people. Apparently, that's what we think. Yeah,
we're not.
We are not, because people are so removed from other people's things, what they are feeling, and COVID made it worse, because before there's a sense of community, and that community was threatened by COVID. Because, while you wanted to, to celebrate with people, while you wanted to come and comfort them, you couldn't, because you were safeguarding yourself, your own health. And now that has pushed us in a corner of me first. Me first, then the rest follow. Yet it should be me too. Then the rest can also be accommodated or tolerated. Yeah. So how can you become aware of these things? Don't wait for the problem. Just reassess, reevaluate, audit your life, audit your emotions. I audit my emotions.
Like on a regular,
yeah.
You do it at the end of the day, or as you see that, then you're pissed off and you're like, wait. Hold on, let me stop being pissed off. Why am I pissed off? Do you do that?
At the end of that day, if there is something that stands out, maybe anger,
okay.
At the end of the day, I'll be like, no, this is not me. I'm a happy person. I like this. How come I'm not feeling the normal vibe? How come it's not working out as it should? So then once I identify that there's a problem here, I will not stop until I figure out the why, my why.
Okay.
It doesn't have to make sense to any other person. I may want to sleep the whole day. There's a reason for that.
And would you ask yourself, why do I want to sleep the whole day? And if I do have a good reason, then I sleep the whole day?
Sometimes I let it pass.
Okay.
But if it's recurrent, this is supposed to be a productive day. It's a Monday. I'm supposed to be working, doing sessions. And then this Monday I want to sleep. Then next Monday I want to sleep. Then I start to question why am I changing my routine? Why is it that when Monday comes, I want to sleep? Meaning there's something else that is not, making sense anymore. Could it be burnout? Could it be that I'm not interested in this? But then I probably know that's when I have to have a change.
You have to do something about it.
Yes. Okay. There's a lot of stigma that goes around counseling.
Yes. Actually, I was just about to ask you that I feel like when people say I'm going to a counselor, people look at you like there's something wrong, very wrong with you, that you can't woman up or man up to whatever issues that you're having. And then if they start asking you, but what is your problem? Where were you going? Like there's a stigma around going for counseling.
Even just talking about struggling, there's a stigma around whatever you're struggling with. People paint a picture that is perfect. There is no one who has that picture perfect life. It does not exist. The people who have been most successful have had troubles, have struggled with so many things. Yes, behind closed doors, but there's also a reason why they've struggled only behind closed doors and they can't share these experiences. Yeah. It takes, I think, courage to say, me too, to say, I've seen a counselor, to say a counselor helped me, to say, I went to a counselor, it wasn't a good fit, but I was glad I went because they helped me, open up, express, yeah.
There's some people go through a lot of problems, right?
Yes.
And people move on in life having gone through those problems without seeing a counselor. So at what point am I able to say, yes, I know people have gone through this before and I'm going through it, but I'm going to go see a counselor? Because you may think I have to just basically bear with it.
You see, as long as there is anything that disrupts your normal, and this normal, people have been saying, back to normal. The economy, the night economy opened and things seem to be falling back into place but it will be a while before this normal is realized. Yeah. And everyone has to find their normal. Do not go by Damali's normal, Brian's normal, any other person's normal. Because my normal is completely different from yours, simply because our ages are different, our spaces are different, where I stay is different, my history is different, my family is different. There's so many things that play into. But once you feel that this is not the usual you, If your personality is such that you wake up, you have a lot of energy, and you are an achiever, in a day you do this and that's your routine, and it has always made you happy, it has already made sense. Once it stops to make sense, and you finally, there's something we call existential crisis, where someone starts to feel like, why am I doing all this? What is the point?
Why am I here? Sometimes people ask, why am I here? Why am I alive? They do.
Yeah. Purpose, when you start to question why you're doing particular things, why you've already stuck to a certain routine, once you feel like you have to, throw out everything and start afresh, then you need to find out the why. Yeah. And then probably that's when you have to talk to another person who is removed. I'm not saying your family, your best friend, your, work colleague do not fit into this puzzle. They're your support system. So you could go to them, but then they are attached to your situation. However, a counselor, therapist, psychotherapist, or psychologist is removed. By removed, I mean that they have no attachment to. That's why they say, if you're a counselor, you know someone, ideally, that shouldn't be your client. That shouldn't be your patient.
If your friends can't be your patients.
No. Because if we are attached, like we're close.
You're very close friends, then you can't. Okay.
Yes. So you refer them to someone you think will help them. Because if someone says, oh, I was raped, I'll feel so sad. Because now I'll be playing their counselor and then friend. Yes. Those are two roles that should not be mixed.
Okay. So how does someone get into these kind of, like, if I feel, okay, maybe after listening to this conversation, I'm like, there are times I didn't feel normal. Maybe I do need some counseling services. How does someone get into that space of knowing where to find you? Yeah.
You see, there's been a lot of referrals, recommendations, all these things. Ideally, right now, if you just Googled counselors in Uganda, there'll be a long list of. But also when you're seeking for a counselor, it has to be a good fit. But the only way you'll know it's a good fit, apart from, of course, you finding maybe the person's age, how long, those are questions that people ask. So someone calls you and says, so how long have you been in this practice? People say, I'm so sorry for asking, but how old are you? Yeah.
I think they're trying to gauge the experience.
Yes, they're trying to gauge the experience. But what I've learned is your first session would ideally give you, will answer that question for you if you can continue with this counselor
or not.
One, it's funny.
So me Googling may not be enough for me to identify the.
It may not be enough, but it's good to try out.
Yes.
Yeah. And then also, when you find that very many people are recommending a particular person, try them out. Because if you call 10 people and out of the 10, 8 people or 7 have said, go to, someone, Damali. Go to Grace Linda. Yes. Then please, try out Grace Linda.
But still, the first session is the one that makes me really understand, do we get each other?
Yes, do we get each other? And do we get each other is a thing of building trust. Can I trust this person? Am I free in this space with this person? Am I willing to bring them into my space that may not be so pretty? Yeah, after all. Because, counseling is truth and nothing but that truth. Embarrassing things, humiliating things, sad things, horrible things. And you trust, ideally taking all that and saying,
I'm giving it to you.
Here, this is me, this is what happened, this is what I did. I know I wasn't supposed to do that, but don't judge me. That is, that's it, trust. So the first session builds trust for you. And then you understand if you'll be a good fit, if this counselor will be a good fit for you. Can you come back for normally I keep telling people that my victories are when the person calls me for this, says, I think I would like to meet you again.
Oh, for you, that's when you're like, okay.
Yes, because the process of counseling, the way I practice is such that we'll have you'll call, yes, someone highly recommended me, then we set up a session, then you come for your first session. So the experience that you have in your first session would ideally make you come back or not. So when someone calls me the second time, because after the first session, we do a session plan. I'll tell you how we'll go about the second session. I'll say, okay, I'll see you probably in a week's time. And this is the session plan. Because of A, B, C, D, this is where we want to go. And this is how we're going to get there. Okay? So then the person takes the session plan and says, okay, I'll be calling you to affirm my So when they call and say, oh, I'd like to see you for my second session, for me, that's the biggest victory. It's not the first call. It's not the first session. It's the second session. Okay. Meaning trust was built. They feel like they're comfortable. It's a safe space. They can trust me. That's it.
Do you have instances where someone comes to you and then you decide that we're not the right fit?
Definitely. It could be a thing of something that is so new to me that I've never encountered, and I feel like I know another person who would be the best fit. Because, counseling is about helping people. I can't keep you and keep taking your money if I can't help you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I keep saying, if the only way I would have failed in my work is if someone sees me and then sees another person later for the same problem.
So you cancel them and then they still have to go to another one to cancel them.
Thank you. Then I have not done my part. While we know that counseling is, committal to both sides, the counselor and the client, it is a lot to also do with me, my handling. Because I don't want someone to come limping and go back in a wheelchair. Yes. No. They need to, when they come in, they need to leave feeling better, but then also equipped with, tools to either emotional resilience, be aware, self-aware of the things that they feel, what they can't deal with, what they can't tolerate, their triggers, their stressors, all those things, and then find a way to protect themselves against those things.
So I noticed that you do counseling on mental health,
yes,
right? Which is, I feel like it's everything, because everything is in the brain, right? We are a walking brain.
It's the brain and the heart.
And the heart, not so much. The brain. No, it's true. We are a walking brain.
Do not avoid the heart.
I'm not avoiding the
heart. Do not underestimate the heart.
I'm not underestimating the legs either. But the brain controls a lot.
Yes, it does.
What you do or who you are.
So what happens is the brain is responsible for your cognition, your judgment, your responses, your reactions, your perception. Because everything starts with perception, how you perceive what you have seen, what has been done to you, what you see, and then you start to think. Okay, so if Damali did this to me, this is what it means. Yeah? This is what she has always been up to. This is
what she's always wanted to do. She was never my friend.
She was never my friend. She was never in my corner. I knew it from the start. So yes, so the brain is responsible for all that. After the brain has made out all these things, then it sends messages to the heart. Then the emotions start.
So, the emotions are in the heart?
Yeah.
They're not in my brain? Why did I always think that my brain still is the one that decides we are sad and happy and peaceful?
So you feel with your heart. The feelings are, the emotions is the heart. Yeah? It's not the physical heart that you're talking about. It's,
you see, I was thinking the heart. The heart, that thing that is pumping blood?
No, but everything is made sense here.
Hey, okay. Everything so it may be there, but what interprets it is.
Yes, everything is. It sends messages to. Then before you react, before your behavior change, before your actions, before you build habit, character, routine, the brain perceives that if I have this meeting at 8 a.m., I should wake up at 6 because it takes me about an hour in the traffic to get to this place. And I want to keep time. So you have perceived that you have to be early. So the messages in the brain are, I'll be waking up at about 6. I'll get ready in 10 minutes and then be on my way. Okay? So anything negative or positive,
it's in the brain.
It starts with perception and ends with your reaction.
Okay.
So perception then leads to emotion or thought process. Then the thought process creates the emotion, and then the emotion produces your action or reaction or response that forms behavior, and then.
Okay, so in this flow, it means like if I have like bad patterns, I can break those bad patterns.
Yes,
if I understood it.
Yes, you can, because you have to just change how you perceive something. Yeah, because we have something that we call rational emotive behavior therapy. Yeah, or rational emotive behavior, meaning when I break your phone or it falls down, Or I asked you for, can I use your phone to call? Mine is out of battery. And then by mistake, I drop it and the screen cracks. So if you perceive that I did it on purpose, the extreme,
through my
the extreme response to that, the emotion will be, I hate this chick. She has never been that
broke
nice.
My phone.
She broke my phone. I wonder why she didn't charge her phone. Yeah, so your perception is that probably I hate you and this is why this was no mistake. So this will produce action, reaction. Your reaction will be, you're angry at me.
Pissed off,
You'll not, then your behavior later you'll not talk to me. If you're in this same office, same working space, you'll not talk to me for days. Until later, maybe I'm so guilty and say, you know what can I do? Can I pay for the phone? Where you're very angry, you may say, no, I just want a new phone.
It's so right, I will get it somewhere.
But imagine if you perceive that, it was just a mistake. You just say, you know what? This screen thingy costs about 450. I would appreciate it if you'd pay for it or if you give me half of the money. And that's it. It was a mistake, honest mistake, and that's it.
You didn't have to label the person. They've always had to be...
Thank you. Your perception. So it starts with perception. How you perceive what has been done to you. How you perceive what you've had, what you've seen.
So it's all in your control.
Yeah, it's all in your control at the end of the day.
But most times we don't know that it's in my control. Things just happen. My thoughts just happen.
You remember what we talked about, the subconscious speaking from memory?
Yeah.
So today, if I perceive that, it was a mistake, it's recorded in my subconscious. So the next time anything happens to me, I have to run back to that memory first before the bad reaction. I'll say, is it what they really meant to say? What could this mean? And then what does it mean for me? Like you have to go through all these questions so that you make sense of
the whatever
has happened to you. Okay. So your perception, you work through your perception by asking these questions. Yeah. Okay. And then later, answering these questions will help you form behavior or character. Okay.
So, Grace Linda, unfortunately, we come to the end of our time.
I
know it is so short. It's ridiculous. I feel like I had the questions. Anyway, do you have anything you would like to emphasize? Something we haven't touched on that's important, or anything else? Okay,
I think what I would like to emphasize is it's very important to have a therapist, a psychotherapist in particular, because everyone needs one. Even counselors need their own counselors. Yeah, we take in a lot. But most importantly, I would like to emphasize the employee assistance programs in organizations and then counselors in schools. Yeah, employee assistance programs ideally feed into your productivity because people carry things back and forth from home into the workspace and from the workspace into home. Imagine if you had an overall mental health program for your staff where they would ideally call the counselor on their own time and just talk through certain things and say, you know what, they rotated me to this branch and I actually don't like it. I don't like the supervisor they gave me because they don't hear me. Then the person deals with that. When they talk through, expression does a lot for making sense of whatever is going on. So whatever is going on here, and then whatever is going on here helps you later. Because people spend a lot of time being stressed. Right now, there are some companies that are even giving stress leave. If you're stressed, please take 3 days. So stress leave, and then there are people who are depressed for long periods of time. Yeah. So if you have this program, people can ideally seek help.
Earlier,
it's confidential help. Then you'll see a more vibrant workforce. Then also
more productivity.
Thank you. Okay. It also feeds into the organizational culture of, okay, these people are actually people-centric. Management cares about us, but most importantly, it's confidential.
Because I was just about to ask her that, am I comfortable, I'm an employee, to call this counseling service? And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you, they're my business. Like, my boss is such a pain. I'm like, will they be telling my boss?
No, it's confidential. Okay. The principle that guides counseling is confidentiality. Okay. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. There you had it. You don't have to wait to have a massive problem before you get some counseling. Sometimes you can need counseling or therapy even before a problem. It can help you define whatever it is that you want. And then for employers, you can get a program which helps your employees and the productivity.